Sarah approached me a few months ago actually and said that she had a Christmas album coming out and wanted to put something together that was quite special in a kind of a gifty fairy tale kind of thing. It had to be quite in keeping with the last album's loop, but at the same time it needed to move on and be more of a celebratory Christmas album. And the theme of fairy tales got us into the idea of a story, and we actually did commission a story at one stage, which was a journey of a female character who would have been the epitome of Sarah, going through a series of events in a short period of a day. And it was, let's not bore you with it, but it started off with someone who actually kind of arrives in London, in Dickensian London or early 20th century, bereft, someone who's like been in a much happier, more rich existence in somewhere like Russia. So she's very exotic, she's very beautiful, and she's rather like an overgrown version of the Little Match Girl, so or rather a grown-up version of the Little Match Girl. It's cold, it's snowing, she's in London, and alone and hungry, and eventually finds her way inside an old disused theatre as a kind of shelter. And it's during this little sequence within the theatre that she actually goes through a complete fantasy existence where she imagines herself in various roles. One is Sarah in an attic discovering what's inside the attic, and again she's reading books, she's reading fairy stories, etc, etc. Yeah, and one is where she's like a character from a ballet, almost like a doll character, but not quite. That would have been probably a bit too much for Sarah to really want to do. So that's how we came up with a kind of storyboard, rather like making a film really, but we've ended up only being able to shoot as many as 4 or 5 of these images. But everyone's being treated like a potential album cover, so at this point we still don't know what the album cover will be, and all we hope is that it's going to be a good image.
I have had an amazing year, with all its ups and downs. I've made a really interesting movie, performed in one, I've made 2 albums, I've promoted one of the albums, I've gone to China and performed in the Olympic Games, I've been all over the world, and I've had the fun of preparing my new world tour, and also making this beautiful album that I've always wanted to make, which is a winter symphony. And without it all, none of it would actually work without the audience that I have. So there are moments in my year which, during promotion, I've actually been out to see all my fans and people that have bought my music and have appreciated it. And it's always great fun for me, and just to meet everybody. So I wish everybody happy holidays, a happy Christmas, a happy New Year, and really hope that you enjoy the album, because I've loved making it.